Today is Palm Sunday. Our Savior enters His sanctuary, the city of Jerusalem, seated on a donkey, a young colt. This triumphant entry of Jesus brings in hope in the minds of the people. Those who are marginalized in sin, in slavery, or in pain, they shout out aloud, "Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna to the Son of David." This is a triumphant voice, a voice that speaks about the eager expectation of the people of a Savior, of a Redeemer. And how does He come to them? He comes seated on a young colt, a donkey. This Jesus chose because He wanted to teach 3 lessons to His disciples and to us, His future disciples. Firstly, Jesus is teaching us that we must serve with humility. Jesus teaches that if you want to assure the salvation of your people, you have to follow my pattern. Serve with humility. And what is this service with humility? We always look for celebrities or maybe respectable positions and honor. And Jesus says, no, that is not what is important. Instead, you must be able to serve like a donkey. Serve like a donkey, work like a donkey, be ready to take the load, be ready to take the burden. Yes, not be ready to be carried around, but be ready to carry the burden. Not be ready to be celebrated around, but be ready to be cursed and reviled. This is the lesson of a donkey, not a respected animal, not at all. But Jesus chooses a donkey. Be ready to serve like a servant, not with honor, but with disrespect sometimes. And secondly, He teaches us to look not into the external paraphernalia, but into the inner quality. Jesus, a 33-year-old man, is traveling on a young colt, maybe a small animal. You can just imagine having seated on that young animal, his feet would have touched the ground. But yet he sits like that. It's just like saying in the current terms, a grown-up man riding a mini bike. How would it look like? Oh, it would look ridiculous. So therefore, Jesus is choosing to look ridiculous, not mighty, not majestic. But He is trying to teach them a lesson. You're not supposed to look into this external paraphernalia. But what is most important is the service that you are about to render. Yes, what you are supposed to do is give whatever you have, not looking for appreciation, but look at the real quality of your service. My dear friends, that really matters. And finally, you have to look into the very heart of Jesus Himself, because He is being led to Jerusalem to be slaughtered. He's allowing Himself to be slaughtered. And when the people are calling out His name and praising God because our Savior is here, our Redeemer is here, I just want all of you to look into the heart of Jesus, where He is preparing Himself to offer Himself as a sacrifice. My dear friends, this triumphant entry of Jesus is looking too triumphant for the people, but not for Jesus Himself, I think so. Because Jesus, when He enters this city of Jerusalem, is doing it because He is obeying His Father. It was obedience to His Father's will that He is coming, because it is only through the sacrifice of the Son that the humanity has a scope of salvation. And Jesus is willing to subject Himself to His Father's will. My dear brothers and sisters, let's look down into our own lives. How often have we been ready to become this insignificant or irrelevant donkey to serve for Christ? How often have we looked into the real quality, inner quality of people? Because very often we have been attracted by the external paraphernalia, which asks us or which demands of us certain actions. But Jesus says, no. Look into the real quality of people, because Your actions speak your real quality, and that, Jesus is saying, is what you are. And finally, be submissive to the will of your Father, because in it lies the salvation of the entire humanity. And this is what we are celebrating on Palm Sunday. Therefore, my dear friends, let us learn to submit to God's will. Let's learn to surrender. And then we will have a salvation. Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord.